Hey everyone, Lensman here, and welcome to another episode of Factorio. So I've been playing around a lot with this whole system up here, and using the byproducts, the sulfuric wastewater from this process that was heading in here. The advanced zinc smelting is still processing its way through. It's got a little bit left to go, and I did start throwing these down in the last episode. We're just waiting for that advanced zinc processing to come through so we can process that. So while I was waiting, I've been mucking around a little bit with using some of the stuff that we just produced. So this produces sulfur. Oh, excuse me. Sulfur and purified water and whatever this one was. Mineralized water. I'm not sure what this dumps at, but mineralized water going in here because I don't have a use for this at the moment. I will maybe use it again somewhere else. You can look here, I do have a second source of sulfuric wastewater coming up from down below in the plant and being reprocessed here. And again, sulfur comes out. If you remember, I'm pretty sure it was last episode, I did run out of sulfuric acid. So I've set up this little system here. And how are we going with power? Yeah, doing alright. So this uses that sulfur that's coming out of that process above and oxygen and turning it into sulfur dioxide, which is a byproduct of one of the ore processing things further down in the base. And the sulfur dioxide we're combining with the purified water from here and turning it into sulfuric acid, which I'm then... Look, my base is spaghetti, and this is my first real full playthrough of Factorio, so I understand that spaghetti is a thing, right? It's only going to get worse the longer I play it and the more I move things around, and maybe eventually I'll you know, optimize some more bits and pieces, but at the moment, it's kind of messy. Okay, this is where the sulfuric acid comes from above and combines back into the system before where we were using it. And that heads down here through all the mess, and yes, there's not much iron, still not much iron coming through the base. But I got some stuff made up down here, and I can't remember if I think I made this at the end of the last episode. So I made the filters, the filter frame, and combined it with coal, and you get coal filters. So that's just steel and iron. Yes, another use for iron. And yes, I am pulling it off before the gear wheels, so yeah, more for me, but combine it with coal, and then these travel down this belt. You can see I've got a fair few of them. And they travel all the way down here into this little system here. Now, remember last episode we were making the slag slurry, so I have, this is what we're using the sulfuric acid for. Slag and sulfuric acid makes slag slurry. And I've got my big Petrochem tank here of it. So every time we do have some sulfuric acid, this does process a little bit. Still having issues with slag. Excuse me there. But this slag slurry, we've got it pumping down here. I do have a clarifier here, but it's not powered at the moment. And this is a filtration unit. So the filtration unit takes 100 slag slurry and 100 purified water and produces slurry, like a mineral slurry, I think it is. Let's just check out. I've got that pumping out to here. It produces mineral sludge, sorry, that's what it is. And the other thing it produces is sulfuric wastewater, which that's the one that goes back up the top for reprocessing. So if I had built all this in one area, it would have been, you know, just kind of self-circulating. But, you know, this is my playthrough, and this is how messy I am generally around. So, but this slurry can be converted into a few different things. So we've got mineral sludge. I'm got it currently converting into copper and iron. So you can see in there I've got one of each. I also have it selected so that it will crystallize into the Uoki ores, but I've got that second in line. You know, as I said, there's a couple of uses. If I do this and go, where is it? Finding things on here is always fun. I'm probably staring right at it too, or you guys are going, it's right there! It's in front of you! Maybe it's actually not classed as a liquid? Mineral sludge. Okay. So it can be turned into... Let's go back to page 1. In the crystallizer, copper and iron, or N4 and F7, or lead and tin, I think, yeah, or nickel and silicon. So, and eventually once we get this next level of slag processing, we can do aluminium, cobalt and zinc, and silver and titanium, gold and tungsten, uranium and fluorite, etc, etc, etc. So I did probably end up having I did have a plan to have a few of these in a line here. Obviously our biggest issue at the moment is sulfuric acid. So, as I said, you know, things are kind of relying on other bits in the base. Wish this thing can hurry up. So we are relying on processes that are happening throughout the base to continue giving us the chemicals we require. So in this case it was the sulfur dioxide from the lead process. Yeah, got coal, yep. So, you know, we're still making lead. But we don't have a lot of lead ore. So, as I said, very slowly things are working their way through. That's so close. We just get these little spurts of iron as the belt unblocks itself from the slag. So yeah, it's backed up again, so it stopped. And I mean, there's only so many times I can put silos in before things really just become a joke. I mean, there's got to be better uses for slag. So, you know, the slag slurry is one. Turning it into concrete, which I'm already doing. I don't really want to turn it into crushed stone. But yeah. Getting there very slowly. That's about to finish. Come on, zinc smelting. Finish up. And then hopefully we can redirect this bobmonium back up into here. Don't know what happened there. Decided to start running the other direction. That's the other thing we can look at is crushed stone. Just turning it into stone, isn't it? Calcium chloride. Apparently we can turn that into slag slurry with sulfuric acid. So that's interesting. Oh, come on. So very close. That's all I need. As soon as I walk towards, as soon as I walk towards it, it will finish. Okay, so that should mean I should be able to come in here, hit on this, and go zinc. Yep, is that all you need? Just the one zinc. That's all you're done. Everything else I need to dump into a box. So what do we got? We got everything else. Maybe it's better if I do like a belt. It is pulling it out quick enough, that's fine. I do have a steel chest here. There we go. Okay. Yep, bobmonium chunks. What else do you need? Oh, you're not gonna... really? Need another chest. Give me a chest. One of them, maybe? Okay. Hey, things are happening. Very slowly, but things are happening. Okay, so you are producing process zinc. So you should be able to now take process zinc, oxygen gas, and carbon. So luckily for me, I did just bring oxygen gas up here. So we've got some here. So can I get you? Oh, need to go one more. Into here. Apparently I probably needed that power cable. Generally helpful if things stay connected. Okay, so we got oxygen gas coming in here. Let's move this up. And did I just run out of pipes? Oh my gosh. Just ran out of pipes. Okay. Just need the carbon now. Can't believe I ran out of pipes. Now I know I'm making carbon somewhere else. Pick you up. Now I'm making carbon somewhere else in the base. No power poles. And I have the ability not to make it. Whoops. Apparently, I can do with some wood. Okay, while we're waiting, let's do something else here. Pressure tanks. It's not going to take long, but might as well make something worth making. Strand casting machine. Okay. Why am I running this way? No, carbon. We make carbon here. That looks like carbon to me. And then we've got it coming up here. So maybe we can tee off this somehow. Could be interesting. Do I have any of the reds? Not sure how far I'll get this, but we'll give it a go. Kind of need to just... In the worst case, I'll build this out and around. Probably not a bad idea. Like that. This is getting a little ridiculous. Let's try this. Oh yeah. There we go, carbon coming up here. So I run out of belts. is concerned. I'm actually getting belts. Oh, there we go. Carbon's coming. It's coming. Belts. 400 belts should do. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Up and around. Wow. My mouse control skills today are absolutely terrible. Going in here. Alright, so we're going to get carbon in here. Wrong thing, I want this. Okay. Carbon process zinc. We can do this. And once that gets enough, that should give us zinc and a byproduct. What are you waiting? Don't tell me around ore. Is this derping up on me? I have had some issues here. Or are we just backed up on crushed stone? But I have been having issues in terms of some of this stuff. I have silos. What do I need? Iron plates. Oh my gosh. I'm very glad I installed Squeak through when I was doing the mod list. Just because running through here without Squeak through would have been an absolute nightmare. Silos, please. Just one of them for now. Just run all over the place, it's fine. Right. Okay, we're back in business, finally. This is going to get old really quick, this lot. What are we getting from here? What's the blue one? Cobalt. Zinc, cobalt, slag, tin, and silicon. But as I said in the previous episode, I do want to try and get to the point where we're using as much as we can from each process. So this isn't a finished product by any means, because we were going to take these little blobby things, bobmonium chunks. So bobmonium chunks, and they're going to be used with sulfuric acid, something else, and turn into bobmonium crystals in a leaching plant, which I can't remember if I actually made one. Okay, so the leaching plant required the brass, which is where we got stuck. So I couldn't make this because I needed brass. So brass is made using molten brass, which is copper and zinc. So I needed zinc. So that's where we were going. We're making the zinc ingots here. We have zinc ingots and I guess sulfur. He's one of. I was gonna say he's one of the easiest ways to do it, but I forgot to pick up pipes when I was out and about. sulfur dioxide. So again, something else that can be repurposed. That sulfur dioxide can go back out and be used. And then we have our zinc. Combine that with the copper. You know what? I'm probably just going to end up making this manually somehow. So where's brass? Brass. What's it made in? Made in. Usage. Brass. Comes from brass plates. Made in casting machine. Induction furnace. So do I have an induction furnace? Probably not. Induction furnace. Gonna need some stone. Cool. I know the pipes are somewhere here. There it is. Alright, so induction. So induction furnace. Into a casting machine to make the brass plates. Things are slowly being made. Alrighty. Again, just like there is stuff floating everywhere in this area. What was this one? So I was going to bring this gas out of here, wasn't I? I think I got to bring it in. Really? I'm going to use so many pipes. Actually. There you go. Let's get some more gas again. Another little part of the loop. Alright. Zinc ingots. Casting machine. Induction furnace. Brass. Run back down to where we're making copper, and I should be able to take some of the copper ingots straight out of the system and use it directly. In this one here, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'll just grab something like that. I figure it's just an easier way of. Oop, I got stuck on a tank. Just an easier way of getting the items I need is just to be honest, craft it. Kind of manually, kind of temporarily. Have some of that. Just making molten brass. We're gonna say on brass plates. It's gonna take that stuff and turn it into brass plates. I'm then gonna go. Okay, so usage for this is a leaching plant, which needs 12 brass pipes. I can make 4. Five, 10. And that'd be 9, wouldn't it? Yes, we've got 14 pipes. Other side of this, I need aluminium. 12 aluminium plates. Casting machine. Aluminium ingots, carbon and alumina. Aluminium hydroxide, sodium. Some gibbelite. And rubite. And bobmonium. If I get to the crystals. So before I can even get this, oh my gosh. I need to see purified stereotype. Maybe I should have gone the whole stereotype first instead of bobmonium. I still would have needed a leaching plant, so it's not going to help me. Oh, it's a rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole. L-U... Purified stereotype. Mineral sludge. So, I haven't done slag processing 2. This is about to finish. So let's do slag processing 2 and maybe I can get the aluminium. Rubite, bobmonium, gibbelite. Yeah. So I think this is probably our best bet, and then I'll change that second one of these things down the bottom. Just running through all the pipes and dodging stuff, and my base is not neat. It's not tidy. It's actually quite terrible. Maybe convert this to be one with aluminium in it. So once I get to this slag processing 2, I will convert this to the one giving us aluminium, and then I'll be able to get aluminium or aluminum, depending on what part of the world you come from. And after that, we may just very well be able to get the next step in the process. So this is going to take a while. Actually, hopefully I can... It seems to be progressing. Does need blue science as well, 50 of each. It gives us next level of machines too, so that's cool. Alright, next episode I might have to start looking at oil. I really do want to get these processing units available, so potentially it may be worth me starting to replicate this system for this. So we've got tons of stereotype. Is it worth me starting this setup for stereotype? Apparently I had some in inventory. Let's try the right way of doing things. Okay, usage for stereotype ore. We can crush it. Usage for crushed. We take crushed and purified. We're going to get yellow geodes and sulfuric wastewater. So I think I'm going to do this because obviously all our stuff will eventually help us out, and we want to make it into the crystals and then to make it into purified, and then you get no slag as the byproduct. So you're getting the most out of your ore and you're not having any byproduct in terms of the slag. At the moment we're doing a very poor way of of using our ore. So yeah, I think I'll start looking at doing just that, building myself another one of these little Factorissimo buildings, trying to get the bits and pieces that I need to make one. What am I missing? Oh, stone, not stone bricks. Just regular stone. Can make one. That should use a fair bit of junk. What do I need for another one? More stone, more iron. Okay, I'll get this one built and I'll place it just up here so I can hook into some of these other pipes around here, and we'll revert this potentially over to there. So thanks everyone for watching. Again, we didn't get heaps done, but we're really starting to push into that next level of processing. So now that I'm getting some of this brass done, I do need to start getting aluminium. So hopefully I can get that done between. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.